Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I was watching a Gents play video on what is it, Celestial Harbinger Necromancer gameplay. You can check her channel if you want to, and it's pretty interesting, pretty good too. So I was also reading the comments, and I came upon one comment which was pretty interesting. From this guy said here, and the game go one more step to the garbage with Celestial trash builds, or play Celestial. Or play some other game. OBS, love the game and love your content, but the Celestial stats is destroying the game for me. So that's an interesting comment because it is something that is trending right now in the Guild Wars 2 community. A lot of people, well, a lot of people, there is like some people, I would say, who are trending the fact that if you play Celestial gear, you're not actually not playing the game properly, right? Pretty much like saying if you play full Berserker and if you one shot kill me, you're not playing the game the way it should be played, because that's kind of like a broken build, right? So, and then there's the other, also, what is it? The other argument of if you're using a bunker build, then you're not playing the game it should be played because you are unkillable, right? So there's always going to be a lot of strong arguments, when it comes to PvP or World v World or anything that is like competition. So when it comes to PvP or World v World, there's going to be a lot of, personal arguments or subjective, or either subjective or objective. There's going to be a lot of arguments that people are going to use as a way to define what a good gameplay should be in an MMORPG. Like it's not just Guild Wars 2, it's pretty much any MMORPG out there, even World of Warcraft, because I play World of Warcraft for many years, and if I do something like, let's say I use my hunter to snipe while I am stealthed, somebody's going to complain that your gameplay sucks because I don't see you and you're sniping me from afar. So there's always going to be, something, or there's the other arguments that if I use my pet, because we have BM Hunter in World of Warcraft, if I use my pet, or even a Warlock Demonology, if I use my pet to kill you, in the PvP or Battlegrounds or whatever, someone's gonna complain that, oh, you're using your pet, so you're not playing the game as it should be played, right? And it's pretty much the same thing with Mechanist in Guild Wars 2. If you use your pet, to assist you, then you're not playing the game as it should be, right? But you got the Ranger's pet there, which is also a companion and some sort of an extension of, of your class, right? And it's fine. Everybody's have a freedom of speech. But I want to give my point of view as well, since freedom of speech applies to everyone, right? So what it is that a lot of players in Guild Wars 2, they are strongly passionate about the game. By strongly passionate, it means that they're a different type of players. They're not like me and you, or, and I don't like to categorize people, but in this circumstances, I have to, because there's a lot of players who don't understand what it is to actually play like to play a game when you have the freedom to do whatever you want to. So when they lose, specifically in World v World or PvP, when they lose, they will use some sort of arguments that will justify their loss, instead of asking themselves, what should I have done in order to, get better? What should I do to get better? And I made a video about how to beat every single class in Guild Wars 2. If you haven't watched it, I'll put the link in the comment section. One of the things that I've noticed pretty much in my last 20 years of playing MMORPG is that people, when they die, instead of figuring out how to actually learn from their mistake, they will complain, they will use an alibi, or they will use an excuse to justify their loss. I used to do, by the way, I can speak for myself because I used to do that a lot in the past, until I figure out how to beat every single class in every single game. Now, this applies, like I would say 99% of the time, because when I apply it, I actually, when I face the same type of class, I actually managed to kill them. So if you watch some of my videos, you'll see that I lose a lot of matches, I guess, against certain class. But then in my next video, you see that I actually beat them again, but it's like, how is it that I lost before and now I win after? Now, I'm not saying that I got better. Sometimes it could be luck. Sometimes I am lucky, but there's also the fact that I have learned from my mistake, which means that I have learned. Like, usually I record my matches, and what I do is I replay the match and I look at what did I do wrong and what did they do, like what did they do to me at that time, because that burst actually killed me. Now, because I don't know that class, I don't know when they're gonna burst, right? So what I usually do is I play that class. If I have spare time, I will play that class and I will try to learn their burst. I will try to learn their strength, their weakness, and everything. And when I do so, I come back on my main class, and because I know how they burst, I can actually defeat you better because I can anticipate what you're gonna do. Because every class have a certain way to play. And a lot of classes I've noticed in World v World, they will use the same rotation. They will use the same gameplay. And because it is kind of like obvious to me, but it doesn't mean it's going to be obvious to you. Some players will play differently, by the way, so don't take my word for it. But I've noticed like 99% of the time, many classes, doesn't matter which player, they're going to play a certain way. And that's why I'm like, wait a second. If they play that way, which they used to play before, so basically I can expect him or her to do that. And because I think like that, because I know they're going to do it, I can actually fake my next move so that I can then anticipate and then counterattack their class or their spell or their rotation or their burst, no matter what build they have. You understand? So that's one thing you need to take in consideration, because it's very easy to complain and say, oh, that build is overpowered, right? And I cannot defeat it, which is true in a sense, because if you were a bunker build like Claire, you guys know Claire, she uses a bunker build, and like I think she uses like, I'm not sure, but if I was her, I would use either Celestial or Minstrel build along with Rune of Resistance or Rune of Durability, and with water spec and then earth spec, and I would be able to generate so much resistance, so much defensive attributes that I would be unkillable. And I'm not even talking about the ultimate, which makes you god mode for like 20 seconds. Are you guys feeling my drift? So there are some builds that are like tanky build, as I would say. These, like when I see these kind of builds, like in World v World, or sometime I would either ignore them and I would just fight somebody else who does not use a tanky build like that, or I would try maybe to kill them if I can, but I know that it's futile, because at the end they're going to be able to run away. There's going to be one of or two of their friends who's going to just jump on me right after that I wasted my time trying to kill somebody with a bunker build, right? Now there's a difference between a bunker build and a celestial build. A celestial build allows you to have attributes from every stats possible in game. So you have offensive and defensive, and you have also healing, and you also have condi damage in there, right? So you have everything all together. A bunker build is when you focus only on defensive, which comes to healing, toughness, and vitality. To me, that's a bunker build, because if you just focus on those three attributes in game, to me personally, it's more like, I don't know. I mean, it's part of the game. You can do that if you want to, but I'm not gonna fight you, because I know it's kind of like hitting your head on a wall. You're trying to like go through a wall made of brick. Like, if you do that, then you're the one who need to reconsider your gameplay, because in the name of common sense, you don't want to hit your head on the wall. Nobody wants to do that, but you're doing it because you're trying to. All right. So now you're going to say, yeah, but celestial build is also bunker. No, celestial build is killable. Like, I've seen a lot of people using Marauder or Berserker build. They one-shot kill me. They one-shot kill me on my celestial elementalist all the time. Like, Worldbender kill me all the time. Thief, they kill me all the time, and they're using Berserker build. They're not even using celestial build, and they can't kill me. You understand? So it's just because I wear celestial doesn't mean you cannot kill me. Now you're gonna say, yeah, but I cannot kill you. Like, I've been trying everything and I cannot kill you. Well, then the question I need to ask you is, if that person can kill me in a berserker build vs me on a celestial build, how come you can't? So the answer to that is, well, because that player does something that you haven't done yet. Now, here's the interesting part of this video. Now that you understand this, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep complaining about Celestial build are broken? Or you're going to figure out how is it that Berserker or Marauder build classes, how do they kill people with Celestial build? I need to figure that out. So what you're doing right there, you're actually self-educating. You're actually if you want to know more, you're trying to adapt. You're trying to get better. That's what I was trying to say. You're trying to get better at your gameplay. See, this is the thing a lot of people don't do in Guild Wars 2. Instead of trying to get better and trying to figure things out, they complain that this build is overpowered, that this player is overpowered, that this class is overpowered. But how is it that other classes can kick my ass despite that I have a Celestial build? So that's the first question you need to ask yourself. If you don't ask yourself that question, then the issue is not everybody else. The issue is yourself. I mean, somewhere, this is just logical, logical thing to say. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope that you learned something from this video. Thank you, Jen, for your video. Harbinger. Harbinger is an interesting class. It has a lot of burst. It has a very strong burst if you have a specific build, and the build that you're using, I know which build it is. It is very hard to counter. There is a way to counter Harbinger. It's just that I know what is her weakness. So if I am to play her, I would use a certain build in order to counter how she plays. Because see, I'm watching her video and I can tell exactly what she's gonna do, and because I know what she's gonna do, if I see her, and Jen, by the way. If I see her, I'm gonna log out because I'm afraid of Jen. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, thanks for watching, guys. See you in my next video. Cheers.